Good evening, everyone. Welcome to High Five Live. I'm Darrell Watson. I'm from Bonnie, Scotland. I actually had to come down to my local chapel tonight here in Dunfermline to get some peace and quiet. It's been a bit of a crazy day here as it's Mother's Day here in Britain. So we've had quite a busy day honouring our mothers. And I've certainly enjoyed that. This is a real delight for me to be here tonight on High Five Live. I had a conversation with Corey Andrews a few weeks ago now. Corey's actually the son of one of my missionary companions, Elder Marty Andrews. He and I served together way back in March, April and May of 1985 in the England London mission. So it's a real delight just to be here tonight and to hook up with you all. I've been following High Five Live for a little while. It's certainly a really wonderful daily update of inspirational thoughts and ideas. Please join in and interact with me tonight. I'll try and respond as much as I can as we go through the session. Already today I've been very mindful of some of the long-lost friends that I've been liking the chance to broadcast and be with us on this broadcast tonight. My topic tonight is 14,600 pages and counting, the power of keeping a daily journal. I'm going to tell you three little stories tonight, very personal ones, but I hope you enjoy them. I hope that they'll be of some benefit to you as you live the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm very fortunate to have been a member all of my life, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that as we go through our live event. If I don't interact with you, then tell us where you are. If you tell us where you're joining from, that'll be great, and I'll try and catch up with you as we go through the session tonight. So, nice to be speaking to you all. It's appropriate actually that today has been Mother's Day, and I want to speak about an event that happened to me Christmas Day 1977. Christmas Day 1977, I was 12. And in addition to getting the dartboard for my Christmas and a few other gifts, I received this little pocket diary, the Letts Schoolboy's Diary from 1978. Little did I know how powerful that little gift from my mother would be in the ensuing years. So 1977, we're now, 2018, 41 years. 40 years ago, I received my first journal, tiny little one. Since then, I actually have been writing a daily journal for 40 years. And it's been a great inspiration and a great blessing in my life. It's brought me a lot of joy, a lot of insights, and a lot of experiences. I've actually now got 45 journals, believe it or not, and I've kept them every day, pretty much every day, even a small little sentence or two, but it's mostly a page a day for those 40 years. It's been a great blessing to me. I've recorded so much details, my ordinations in the priesthood, my patriarchal blessing, my call to my mission. All my mission details have been recorded there. Coming back, going to college and university, graduating, getting married, seeing the birth of my children, recording those feelings. I've also recorded when I was called as a bishop and a stake president, and many of the spiritual insights that have come to me as I've served the Lord, both in my family life, my personal life, and in my church service, but also in my career. So journals have been a great blessing for me. Actually, I look back today, in 1975, President Kimball gave a really powerful talk entitled "The Angels May Quote From It" with regard to journals. So President Kimball spoke a lot about journals. Wilfred Woodruff was a great believer in journals. And even today, President Eyring has recorded many of his thoughts and feelings in his own personal journals. They've certainly been a blessing for others. And for me, as I reflect on them, and when I'm going through some challenges in life, they really, really help us to live the gospel. But I want to share a couple of little experiences, if I may. One One is from a journal. It's not my journal, but it was a journal that's had a great influence on me. In 1961, it's when my father joined the church. It was another couple of years before my mother joined the church. But in 1961, a young man by the name of Royce Clifton Young from Kanab, Utah, came to serve in the Scotland mission. And Royce Clifton Young was I'm going to actually quote from his journal tonight. Here it is, from his journal way back in 1961, which was gifted to us actually by two of his daughters, Christy and Rinda, in 2012 when they came to Scotland and visited with us. And it was just, I've had the chance to visit them in Utah as well and spend some time with them. But let me just read to you, if I may, the entries from his journal in 1961. In September, I was called to be a senior companion and was sent to Dunfermline to labour, along with a set of lady missionaries and a pair of elders, one of which was serving as branch president. Dunfermline sure was a clannish, hard-headed town. We tried everything we could think of to get people to listen to us, and except for some, it was of little avail. I'll always love that place, though, for several reasons. Let me tell you why. I was there only 2 months when we received a note from the other elders, something like, "Elder Young, we have been shipped to Edinburgh. You will find all the branch materials in the closet." I was dumbfounded that the president would expect me to serve as a branch president. The branch was full of problems, partly being that it was mostly females. Don't know what he means by that. There had been no records of any kind kept for over 3 years. Boy, what a mess. Especially when I found out about all the reports that had to be sent in at the end of the year. I had many wonderful experiences with the saints, with testimony and tithing and fast offerings and auxiliaries. The greater was the Lord's blessing in building up the branch. A personal letter came from President Brockbank, charging me with the responsibility of building the branch together and of baptizing potential priesthood holders. I'll never forget his phrase, "The Lord's church cannot grow nor function simply upon women." My companion, brand new from the States, and I made it a matter of sincere prayer. We worked hard, knocked on more doors and organised youth missionaries among our young people. As our patience was about to run out, I recall getting up from prayer and asking, "I wonder if we could find the missionaries' old tracting records around here somewhere." There are many times that people say to call back and missionaries never get around to it again. Sure enough, we found the old dusty records up in the top of the closet. We went through them and made a list of the house numbers that had CB written by them. About the second door we knocked on was a Mr. Watson. Mrs. Watson's brother, a convert and preacher of the Nazarenes, had subtly been working on the Watsons. I had never met a more humble man than Mr. Watson. The minute we opened our mouths, he knew we spoke the truth. 'Twas like teaching a babe. All through the lessons, he would have us pause while he thought and pondered in his mind the concepts. His wife turned away from us. That was my mum. That was for a few years. And was the kind that wouldn't even open the Book of Mormon because it was false. Despite family and relations, Mr. Watson was baptized 2 weeks later. He smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. His wife, believing he could never quit, said, "If you can get him to stop smoking, I'll join your church." He quit in 2 days, but still it made no difference to her. Brother Watson became my first counsellor, and it wasn't long until he was ordained an elder. Now, why am I sharing that with you? Well, simply this. Royce Clifton Young, I never met Royce Clifton Young, nor his wife. Both have passed on to the other side of the veil now. but I have met some of his children. Little did I know that because of his love and passion for journals, and little did I know that as my mother gave me my little first journal in 1977 Christmas, that it would have a remarkable impact on my life. I've actually spent the best part of 40 years writing those daily journals. It's been a tremendous blessing, powerful tool for me as I've kind of struggled through the vicissitudes of life and the challenges and difficulties. And when they come along, I can reflect back on those special moments that I've captured in my journals. Now, a few years ago, I actually just a couple of years after I visited with the Andrews up in Mountain Home, Idaho, I was with my son. A couple of years after that, I went to Arizona with my daughter, and we had the chance to spend some time in Yuma, some good friends there, the Rogerson family. I also had the chance to go up to Phoenix to spend a couple of days with one of my missionary companions. And I want to tell you a pretty personal story what happened there. His name was Dana McBride. It was actually, if you're watching Marty, you might remember Dana. It was just before I came and joined you in Cambridge. I was down in Watford, in Rickmansworth actually, with Dana McBride. And I was Dana's second companion. And Dana was a bit of a journal writer like me. But 3 years ago now, when I went up to Queen's Creek, up in just outside by the Gilbert Temple. The Gilbert Temple was brand new. By the way, the Gilbert Temple is stunning. When you think about Ezekiel 47 and you think about the symbolism that's at the Gilbert Temple, wow, that is just an amazing temple, and it was just a beautiful sight to see. But Dana and I spent a couple of days together. And the memory I want to share with you is the evening that we had together. I had taken along my missionary journal, and this is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. So here we go. This was one of my two journals in 1985. Here's my other one, two red ones. Got my missionary name there. A little bit different now. We sat in Dana's front room, and we spoke and reminisced about our missions, and we talked about some of those experiences that we had. And then what we did was we simply opened up our journals, and he was a page-a-day man like I was, and we found the first day that we were companions together, which was Wednesday, January the 30th, 1985. Bear in mind, we hadn't seen each other for 30 years. 30 years. And here were these two kind of old sentimental men now in our late 40s, early 50s, and we started to read from our journals, page by page. I read my page from that particular day in 1985. Then he would read his day from 1985. Then we'd read the next page and the next page. It wasn't too long before the two of us, with tears and great love, gave each other a big manly hug, and just thought about the real power of journals. 30 years had passed. We'd never seen each other. We'd found each other on Facebook 1 or 2 years earlier. I was fortunate enough to meet him. We spoke, we reminisced, we embraced, and through those great powers of journals, we recognised that we were connected even after 30 years. Those 30 years just passed in an instant, and we caught up on our life. But we shared a very intimate moment of love and understanding and peace, and just really had a tremendous experience just by simply reminiscing on the power of journals. Now, my message is coming to a close in a few minutes' time, but what I want to say about them, they perhaps have been, journals can help you to figure out answers about life and the gospel, And I would certainly encourage you to think about writing a journal. Today we can do it electronically, online. There are many programs online. Even in Family Search now, you can actually keep your journal records on Family Search. As I reflect back on my first journal, sadly I wrote it in pencil and it's starting to fade. Get yourself a really good pen and make sure it's a quality pen that's going to last for many, many years. It will be a real treat for something to hand on to your kids and their kids. And I know that many people who I know who actually keep journals has been a tremendous blessing in their life. The best time to start a journal was yesterday, and the very best next time is today. So my invitation really simply is this one. If you don't keep a journal, start one today. It will be a blessing to you, to your family, and to their children and grandchildren that come, and generations and the posterity that follow you. I testify that fact that it really will be. And I'm so grateful for the example of my mother on this Mother's Day here in the United Kingdom. She's been a pretty faithful and diligent journal keeper for most of her years. And to this day, she writes a page-a-day journal. It has been a great blessing to her, to me, and many of my family. So please consider it. Go and do that. Write your daily journal. Just in closing, we are very, very excited to be welcoming President and Sister Nelson. This is me got my public affairs hat on now. President and Sister Nelson and Elder and Sister Holland to the UK in just a few weeks' time. And to all those who are watching here in the UK tonight, don't forget to tune in. It'll be a remarkable event, and it'll be a tremendous event, so don't miss that. Corey, thank you for this opportunity. I hope that you'll get more people from the UK joining you. And Marty, I hope to see you again soon. If you're watching tonight, or any other companions, what a great tool this is. All the very best to you. I'll try and catch up with you immediately after this broadcast finishes. And God bless you all, wherever you are on planet Earth tonight. All the best. Thanks. Bye-bye.